What up, Wholesale to Million family? We're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview, and today I got him to come on. He's from California. I'm gonna have him share with you guys how he closed his first deal. Just recently happened in May 2019 for $2,500. And the reason why we do this, you guys, is to help motivate, inspire those of you who haven't got your first wholesale deal done, to let you know that it is possible, and it's possible for you. You just need to put in the WORK to get it done and stay committed, all right? So anyways, put your thumbs together, and throughout this interview, if you guys find any value, I want you to do two things, man, and be real and give it to me like it is. One, you find any value out of this, smash the thumbs up for me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Smash that subscribe button. Join the family. This is for the hustler, for the one that's willing to take their life in control, put in the work, and to take their life and business to a whole nother level. This channel is not for the lazy ass that sits around wishing, hoping, and praying and complaining about life. It's the one that's getting ready to get it done, man. And if you can't find any value throughout this video, smash the thumbs down. That's all I want, man. So help me welcome Lalo from California. What up, buddy?
What up, Khang? Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Big time.
Dude, no problem, man. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm pumped. For those of you who recently closed your first wholesale deal, if you want to jump on an interview, I would love to have you on. Email me your full name. Email me. Email me and send me a picture. Show me the money. Send me a picture of the checks over to wholesale to millions at gmail.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram. Go to Khang, KHANG dot like a period WTM. And you can also DM me the picture there as well. So Lalo, I'm going to have you take it over, man. I want you to share with everybody your stories first, dude. I want to know the story, the dirt, and then how you got into real estate, and obviously leading to your first wholesale deal, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know how far back you want me to go, Khang, but so yeah, my name is Lalo from Madera, California. Everybody knows Fresno, so I'm like 30 minutes from Fresno. That's where Madera is at. But I started, before real estate, I was doing door-to-door sales, and for about 4 or 5 years for a solar company. And one of my buddies that was working with me, we're talking to a homeowner. Homeowner said, hey, I can't get solar because I'm looking to sell my house. And my buddy next to me got super excited, and he's like, oh, okay, perfect. Let me get your information. And I was like, why'd you get so excited, man? Like, we can't sell him solar. He's like, no, I'm going to wholesale it. I was like, wholesale? What's that? So my buddy that was working with me introduced me to wholesale, started watching YouTube videos and whatnot. And then I got introduced to you. A couple other guys started watching. I bought your script. And ever since then, I was just dabbling with it, to be honest with you. This is about 8-9 months ago. I bought Jalen White's course. I got yours. I got a couple others. And I was just like, analysis paralysis. I was like, no, let me focus on solar. I don't want to be bouncing around. So long story short, comes 8-9 months later. And I was like, you know what? Let me jump back into it. So I started just pounding the phone, doing for sale by owner, putting up bandit signs, trying to do a bunch of different things. And that's how I got this deal, was a for sale by owner. Now I have more of a system in place. But when I originally tried it, I was like, man, let me just do the FSBO on Zillow, and I was just making a bunch of different offers. So that's how I got introduced to real estate. One of my buddies, when I was going door to door with them.
Wow, bro. Wow. So wait, so your buddy also worked at a solar company, but he also does wholesaling on the side?
Yeah, so he started doing it way before me, and he had like 2 or 3 deals, and I had no clue what he was doing. I was like, man, it must take a lot of money to invest in real estate, and little did I know, yeah.
So he didn't tell you about the whole wholesaling thing until like.
No, he kept it a secret from me. I was like, wait, you got to tell me this stuff, man.
Well, wait. So he discovered wholesale. He closed a few deals already, but still haven't told you about wholesaling.
Right.
Maybe that's because you haven't asked him.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So it took you 8 or 9 months before you get your first deal, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Okay. So now I want to ask you is that when you were working for the solar company, I mean, what triggered you, dude? Like, what triggered you to obviously try and find a new path or a new business?
So the main thing that triggered me was I started going to a lot of events, networking, and I seen a lot of the top guys were in real estate. So I was like, man, if real estate's where it's at for long-term wealth, let me look into it more. So that's what piqued my interest a little bit more. And then door-to-door sales for solar, it's cool and all, it pays the bills, but it was not a long-term thing that I want to do for my future. So that's what got more of my attention to get into real estate.
Gotcha, man. Okay. So, Lalo, let's jump into your first deal, man. So it's for sale by owner?
Yeah, for sale by owner. So like I said, I started 8-9 months ago, but like I dabbled with it. So I took it serious about 3 weeks, a month ago is when I went all in. I put everything else aside and I just started pounding the phone. This one was actually in Colorado, and it was in the outskirts of Colorado. It was Las Animas, which I had no clue anything about that. And this lady, she was asking $55,000 for it. So I was like, okay, we could try to make a deal out of this. But it needed a lot of work. When I was talking to her, I was following your script, all that good stuff. And I was like, man, this is going to be tough. I had to get it at least 30, right? Because the ARV was 100 and it needed about $40,000 in repair. So in my assignment, I wanted to make at least 5,000. So I needed to lock it up at 25,000, I believe. And yeah, so that's where it was at. We were going back and forth, and she was just not motivated to sell at 25. She needed the 55, and we started negotiating down. And yeah, and it just worked. I locked it up under contract for 25,000 after going back and forth for a couple of days. And I was like, great, now I got to find a buyer out there. I was like, who am I going to find in Las Animas, Colorado? So I locked it up for 30 days, and I started calling realtors on realtor.com. And I was like, hey, do you have any cash buyers? I have, or do you work with any cash buyers? And a lot of them were saying no. There was only like 2 or 3 realtors in that specific city because it's so small, and nobody had anybody. So I was like, man, how can I find a cash buyer? I called some buddies. Nobody had anything. Facebook groups, nothing. Like, it's literally in the outskirts. Like, this is a small town where there's not much people. I was like, man, that's going to be tough. So I called, there's 2 or 3 title companies in that city. And I called the title company and I told them, hey, I have this deal. I'm sure you deal with a lot of cash buyers. Is there any way you could introduce me to them? And I have a deal. He asked me, what's the deal? And I gave him the spill, and he's like, okay, give me, 1 or 2 days. If I call you back, it's because I have good news. If I don't call you back, it's because I don't have any news. I was like, okay, perfect. Worth a shot. Kept dialing. 2 days later, he calls me back. He's like, hey, Lalo, I have a buyer. I'm like, okay, perfect. And then he's like, yeah, but he doesn't want to do the 30,000 that you're asking for. He wants to be at 25. And I'm like, oh man, that's what I got it under contract for. So I was like, you know what, man, the bare minimum that I need to be at is 28, or else, I can't make it work. And he's like, okay, I'll call you back. Another day, the next day, he's like, yep, you got a deal, 28,000. He's ready to go. So, and I gave the title company $500 finder's fee. So that's where I got the 2,500 from.
Wow. Okay, dude. Okay, man. I got a lot of question on this deal for you, bro. But man, way to hustle and make a move, man. So my first question to you is that why not in your market, but you went all the way to like Colorado, dude?
Oh, okay, gotcha. So that's a good question. And I was looking at my market. So California, it's super expensive on Zillow, for example, even the for sale by owner. And I was doing it. So, and here's a little tip for everybody watching. What I did on Zillow was I went to the filters and I hit the cheapest, and I was just messing with different filters. So I was seeing the lowest price homes throughout the nation. And I was seeing how many days they were on the market. So the ones that were pretty beat up and on the days for a long time, nobody wanted to buy them. So I was like, hey, maybe they're just sick and tired of it. They might just want to get rid of it at this point. So I was doing that, and I wasn't getting many in California. It was a multiple state that popped up with that filter. So those are the ones that I was targeting because they're cheaper price. And if they were on the market long enough, they might be at the point where, it's not on here for a week or 2 weeks. Like, it's been here forever. Nobody bought it. So they might take a lower offer. That's what my mindset was. So that's how I found it in Colorado.
Gotcha, man. So you jump into this knowing that you're not going to do it in your market. You're just going to go do it virtual.
Right.
Gotcha, man. So now, because a lot of people that's starting out on this, to close the deal locally is one thing, but to do it virtually is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So my next question to you is, what got you to be able to do this deal virtually, man?
So I seen a lot of other guys doing it on YouTube, and I was like, hey, if they could do it, I could do it too. And I was just hungry for a deal. It didn't matter where it was. I was like, hey, if I could find a deal somewhere, somebody was motivated to sell, I'm just gonna figure out the law, see if I could, make it work and just get it done. Yeah, it didn't matter. I just wanted to do whatever it took to get it done.
Gotcha, man. So you got Jalen White's course.
Yeah, that guy's a stud.
And then you also got the King Kong script.
Yes, sir.
Hey, now, dude, bro. Now, my next question for you is, and just be honest, does the script help you? Does it help? I mean, does the script help you close the deal virtually, or do you already know how to close the deal virtually?
Oh no, without the script. I mean, I tried it without the script for a little bit. I was just like, hey, let me just wing it. And I was getting some conversations going, but when I followed the script, I was able to negotiate, ask the right questions, and just make it work. So the script definitely helped, Khang, for sure. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, awesome, man. And the thing is, you guys got to understand, man, to lock you up on a contract virtually, you got to know the right thing to say, because if you don't know the conversation and how to position yourself, you cannot lock deal under contract virtually. And that's why I asked Lalo to see if he already has an ideas of how to do it virtually or not. And for those of you who are in sales, if you're in sales, man, I'm telling you, if you're in sales and if you can use the King Kong seller script, dude, it's gonna take you to like a whole nother level. So now, the ARV. So now you're in Colorado. How do you know that? How do you know the ARV was gonna be 100, Lalo?
That's a good question too. So I was on Zillow, and then everything goes back to Zillow. I was hitting the sold filter, and then I just zoomed out, and I was trying to get an average of what homes sold for in that area. So that's one. That's how I got an idea. The second, I called realtors there and I said, hey, this home, it's X amount of square footage, yada yada yada, and they said, okay, it'd run about 100 to 110 max if it was really fixed up. So that's how I got the number of 100. Just to be on the conservative side, I put it at 100. So just making phone calls and doing my research, because obviously I don't know the market out there. So that's how I got that.
Gotcha. Okay. So now my next question for you is that how many calls did you made? Were you specifically just targeting Colorado, or you just go on Craigslist, do your search, and just hit them all?
Yeah. So on Zillow, I just hit the filter of, whatever I was filtering, and I just hit everybody and anybody that I was going one by one by one. And I was like, somebody's got to be motivated to sell and at a discounted price.
Damn, bro. Okay. So now how many calls did you do until you got to this call?
So this one, I mean, I wish I would have tracked them down, but it was quite a bit. It was maybe a little over 50 calls, closer to 100 probably before I got this one. There was a few others that were interested, but I didn't really understand the market too much. Luckily, I had a buddy that was doing deals in Pueblo, Colorado. He's an investor out there. So I asked him, like, hey, if I were to structure this deal, like, would this work for, wholesale, all that good stuff. So he gave me some insight. There was other ones in different markets that they could have been deals. I just haven't followed up with them because I haven't looked into it too much yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay. So 50 to 100 call, dude, 50 to 100 calls. And to get one deal, bro, that's not bad at all for starting out, because I think maybe having the sales experience or the salesmanship skills that you already built through, working for the solar company, like to me, that does come into play, man. Because for most people that don't have the sales experience, dude, it's going to take more call than that. So now my next question for you is so you were just hitting every single one of them. Now, how do you know to offer on this seller? How do you know to offer 25,000?
Yeah. So with this one, like I said, when I was calling, I was just trying to get as much information as I could. And I was just trying to get a price out of her. So I knew she had it listed at 55,000. And like I said, I was just following the script, waiting for her to give me a number. And she gave me a number, she said 55,000. I was like, okay, perfect. That sounds great. But let's dive deeper. Can you tell me a little bit more about the property? So she started telling me all the things that it needed. And then with that, I used it as leverage. I was like, oh, okay. At this point, I was excited about the 55,000. But now that you told me all these things, I think we have to be a little bit lower. What's the best you can do if I bring you cash and I can close quickly? So we started negotiating back and forth. And I got her bottom dollar. After that, I was like, hey, let me talk to my partner and see if he's okay, because he's the one that makes the final decision. And if he's okay with it, we'll go ahead and run it. And I was like, let me call you back either in the next 30 minutes or tomorrow the latest. So now that I had that number and I knew where she could be, it still wasn't the 25, but at least I knew, okay, now she's here. Let me run the comps. Let me see what number we need to be at to make this a deal. So once I got the first number out of her, that's when I went and did my research to see if I can make it work.
Gotcha. Okay. And the thing is, I asked all this question, you guys. It's very, very important. Very, very important for those of you guys to save time, to save time, to know how to see the motivation in the seller. So she had it on the market for 55K, right? This is for sale by owner. You guys got to understand, for sale by owner, everybody sees it. Everybody will probably have talked to her, yada, 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 right? A lot of people anyway. So she was asking for 55. And how long was it been on the market for, dude?
This one for like 4 months, roughly.
So it's on the market for 4 months,
Mm.
and she still hasn't sold it. So when you initially, your first phone call to her, how much do you got her to come down from 55?
From 55, I think the lowest she went to 40, 45. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was between the 40 to 45.
Okay, so let's just say 40K. So when you on the first phone call, she dropped the price, and that's where you get excited a little bit more because you see that, hey, there's motivation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you see there's motivation. So you went back and go ahead, did your research, call back the second phone call and lock it up on a contract at 25?
Yep. So that's when I knew. I was like, man, 40, I see some motivation, but it's not going to work at 40, and I needed to be at 25. So we're going back and forth, and then we finally just locked it up at 25. And she said, as long as we close within 30 days, then she'll let it go for the 25.
I see. Okay. So the first phone call, she went down to 40K. And at that time, what you do is you acknowledge that there is motivation in there. Now, not just the reason why they're selling, but there's motivation in price.
Right.
So at this time, Lola, now you go back and you do the research, or did you actually did the research on the property before you actually call the seller?
So this was after I called. So I'll try to do a little bit before if I can. While it's ringing, I'll hit the filter sold and see what's in the area. But if they answer and I don't get a chance to look it all over, then I'm just talking, getting more information about the property. And I did all my research after the first call.
Fantastic. And you guys, once again, the reason I ask all this question is important because those of you, what you do is you go on Craigslist or for sale by owner, whatever it is, and you spent the time doing all the research on the property before you call the seller because you know what you can offer. To me, that's a waste of time. To me, you're going to waste so much time doing that because when you spend all the time doing the research, figuring out the ARV, yada, 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 and then you call and you talk to the seller's not even motivated to drop price. The seller's not even motivated to move on price, and you spend all that time. What you need to do is you just need to pound the phone, all right? Pound the phone, and if there is a sense of motivation in the numbers, in the price drop, then there you go. I don't care if they drop 5,000, 7,000, whatever it is, as long as they're willing to move in price. To me, there is a sense of price drop motivation. And just like Lola hits, he hits the people that's been on the market for a long time because obviously been on the market for a long time. They can't sell the deal. Obviously, there's motivation there. But once you talk to them, you get the number. Once the number drop, here's what I want you to do. Then go do your research. Go do your research, all right? Go do your research. And then call back and make the offer. So the next thing I'm going to ask you is, Lola, when you did the research on the property using Zillow, right? Using Zillow?
Zillow, yep.
Okay. And after you did the research, what do you come up with as far as ARV before you call the realtor?
So roughly about 95 to 100 is what I see.
Okay, gotcha. But then you want to confirm, so you call some realtor in the area.
Mm-hmm.
How many realtor did you call?
A lot. I called a lot of them. To get the ARV, not many, just one or two, but to find a cash buyer, a lot. I tried calling every single one.
Good, man. Okay, so you call one. Okay, you call about 2 realtors just to confirm, right?
The ARV, yep.
Gotcha. Call back dude. That is negotiating, man. From 40K down to 25K, dude. Especially for sale by owner. Good for you, bro. So now, what's the rehab?
About 40 grand in repairs.
So 40 grand. Okay. So 40K in rehab. And what was the situation with the seller?
Yeah. So it was tough. That's why I seen the motivation. So her husband committed suicide in the house, and and she was living in there at the time, but she was just ready to get out. So she was just going to be living with her sister. But yeah, it was just, she just didn't want to be in the property anymore after that whole situation went down. So obviously there was, motivation there. But yeah, that was her situation. That's why she wanted to get rid of it.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, the property's owner occupied.
Mhm.
Okay. So you try everything. You call a bunch of realtors, and then where you found your buyer was calling the title company.
Yeah, the title company. And I called a few, and I told them, hey, if you could bring me a buyer, not only will they, work directly with you through your service, but also give you a finder's fee of $500. So he's like, okay. And he said, if I call you back, it's because I have good news. If I don't call you back, it's because I don't have any news. So I was like, okay, perfect. That works. And I just kept calling more people, not waiting on this guy.
Oh, dude, dude, I love it, man. But dude, I gotta say, man, that's hustle. That's when it comes down to like, that's when it comes down. Like, you really sit down, and think like, what else can I do? And you start brainstorming, and you just start calling everybody because you start running out of things, right? You
Yeah.
start running out of things. You'd be like, I try this, I try this, I try this, I try this. Nothing works. Dude, you're just like a freaking madness Einstein. Like, I try this, I try this, I try this. And then you hit the title company up, bro. Dude, I know that after this interview, a lot of people are gonna call the title company and hit the title company up. But I'm very surprised, dude. I'm very surprised that the title company people like that guy that's willing to work with you on that, bro. Because a lot of them say, hey, I don't know, that crosses the line. There's rules there. I don't want to blah 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 blah. But dude, good for you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily it was a small title company, so it was the owner. It went directly to the owner's line, and so when I was talking to him, I was like, "Yeah, may I speak with the owner?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm the owner. This is Bob." And I was like, "Oh, okay, perfect, Bob." So I told him my situation, and he was super cool about it. Yeah. So and then in Fresno, now that we've been doing more deals, that's my son back.
Cool, man.
Yeah, but now that we've been doing more deals, we've actually been walking into title companies trying to get a hold of the agents that handle all the like with the cash buyers and assignments. That way, we're just networking, going to take them out to lunch to get the buyers list. And we've already got a few since we've been doing that.
Hey, buddy, what up, bro?
Say hi. My son,
So what's
Lalito.
his name, dude?
Lalito.
Lalito. How old is he?
He's 4. He just turned 4 in April.
4. Hey, buddy. So okay, so okay. So now what you doing, Lalo? Are you now just targeting Colorado, or you going everywhere?
No, I'm in my local market now. So I learned to just focus here. We're still going to do some for sale by owner, what I did. That was just the first one. But now we're doing a lot of cold calls, tax default, pre-foreclosures, probate, stuff like that, driving for dollars, but all in our local market now.
Gotcha. Okay. So now I want to talk about the next thing is I want to talk about the cash buyer. Did the cash buyer have to go out to see the property, or did he tell, or the title company call back and say, hey, my guy looked at the property. He can't pay you 25. He can pay you this X amount. You guys agreed on the 28. Mm-hmm. So did the buyer go out and see the property? Not yet, right?
So yeah, when he called him, I gave the title company the address since I already had it under contract, and he sent his buyer to the property. So yeah, they went to go look at it. They walked around, and the seller was okay with that too. I said, hey, some of my partners might be going out there. I'm in California. They're going to be out there looking at it, and she was cool with it too. So they didn't advise me what day they were going, but I guess immediately when he told them, the end buyer went and took a look at the property. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So you gave all the information to that title company guy. Mm-hmm. He sent it out to his buyer. His buyer went out there without calling you first. His buyer just went and did a drive-by.
Yeah.
So now his buyer did a drive-by, or did his buyer gets to go inside the property?
No, he didn't go inside the property. Just drive-by.
Okay, so he did a drive-by and came back and made you an offer of X amount, or you guys agreed on the 28K. At that time, did the buyer needs to go back inside again, or was he ready to go?
No, he was ready to go. So he offered me 25, and that was my contract price. So I called it. I didn't talk to the buyer at this point. I talked to the title owner, and I said, hey, I need the bare minimum I need to be at is 28 in order to make this work. He's like, okay, I'll call you back. And he got confirmation from the end buyer. And once he agreed to 28, he gave me the number of the end buyer. And then we talked on the phone, just like not even 5 minutes. And I was like, yep, that works. I'll go ahead and send you the contract. And he's like, perfect. Just send it over. I'll sign it. I'm in vacation. I'll be back in a couple of days, and we'll get it done. So
awesome, bro. Awesome, dude. Now, my next question to you is, which contract did you use, dude?
Yeah, your contract.
The Jalen White, did he have his contract in there?
Yeah, he did. But at the time, I wasn't going through the course. I was just reading through your script, and I was like, man, he already has the contract stuff in here, so let me just use this one. I just switched up the state, just put the CO for Colorado and all that stuff in there. Yep.
Good job, bro. Good job, dude. Let me see if I have any questions. And so 30 days, and what's the earnest money with the seller?
$10.
Those of you who said I don't have $10, shit, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Shit, get out of here, man. So $10 for earnest money. You found the buyer, and how long did you lock it up for under contract for 30 days?
Mm-hmm.
And how long did it take you to find the buyers?
It was pretty quick. I'd say within a week, less than a week.
Nice, man. Okay, so a week, you found the buyer, and how quick was the closing?
The next week, so another 7 days. But I asked for $1,000 non-refundable deposit, and he did that as well.
Gotcha. Okay, 1K. So you asked for it, or did you tell, or is that what the buyer tell you?
No, that's what I told the buyer to in order, for me to send over the contract and sign it to him. It's going to be X amount, with $1,000 non-refundable, and he said okay. So he signed it and went directly to the title company. My problem was I had no clue what I was doing. So with the title company, I didn't know I was supposed to open up escrow and see, the exact payoff, things like that. So I was all over the place. Now I've learned a lot more. But yeah, so I just assigned it, and then they took care of it all by themselves. I never talked to the title company, nothing like that, until the day of closing. He called me and said, hey, what's the address? I can send the check. And then that's it.
Okay. Lalo, here is a tip for you. When it comes to non-refundable with the buyers, if it happens, just for the future, don't be the one that asks and give the amount. Just ask the buyer. So let's just say I am the wholesaler, you're the buyer. And you said, hey, Khang, we're pretty much ready to move forward on the deal, man. I mean, how much you're going to ask me, how much of a deposit do I want? This is what I'm going to ask you, dude. I said, well, how much can you put down?
I like that.
Because the reason why, dude, like for us, dude, we get like the minimum $5K non-refundable. And the reason why is because you want the buyer to have a lot of skin in the game. And there are time, dude. There are time where in my head I say, you know what? Like in my head, we're like, yeah, the minimum is 5K. But since I asked the buyer that, this buyer said, Khang, we'll put down 20K non-refundable. We put down 15K non-refundable. We put down 10K non-refundable. You guys want to make sure that the buyer needs to have a lot of skin in the game, whether or not it's more than your assignment fee or not. Let's just say your assignment fee is like $2,000. And your buyer willing to put down a 5K non-refundable, good. So which means if they back out, you get the whole 5K. Now you get more than your assignment fee. But if your assignment fee is only 2K, they move forward to closing. 2Ks, the 2K go to you, and then the rest goes toward the purchase price. But you always want to ask the buyer. Don't assume and don't tell them. I don't care if you negotiate with your wife, your parents, your kid from now on, Lalo. You always ask them what they want. Even your employee. When it comes to bonus, or commission, ask them because you want to ask them, right? So if I do a deal with you, bro, I would say, Lalo, so you brought me a buyer, man. So what would you want to do? So what do you think is fair for you on this deal? Right?
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Because I don't mention the word JV, dude. I don't mention the word JV. And the reason why you guys don't see a lot of wholesaler, like people that teaches you how to negotiate with buyers, like that's why when I put out my content, I was so afraid. And, and it's all in my head. I was really afraid because I was afraid that, the people that I deal with locally is going to know, it's going to know how I think and how I operate. And that's what I do, dude. Whether you're dealing with realtor that brings you buyer, whether you're dealing with other co-wholesaler, I don't care who it is. You ask them. So if you're a realtor, dude, and if you're going to bring me a buyer, I would say the same thing. So Lalo, what makes sense for you, man? I mean, I want to, I want us to work together for long term. I want this to be a long-term relationship. So what do you think is fair for you? Dude, you will be so surprised, man. I have realtor that said, Khang, I don't need anything from you, dude. What I need from you is to get this deal done for my buyer. But because if you go ahead and say, hey, you get all excited, the real brought you buyer, you get all excited, you be like, hey, you know what? You bring us a buyer, I'll give you 1,000 on this. I'll give you 2,000 on this. Right? But what I'm saying to you is that you need to learn how to negotiate and position yourself. Let's just say on this deal, I'm gonna make 10K. I talked to Lalo, and Lalo said, hey, Khang, dude, I'll be happy, man, if you just give me 1K assignment fee. I'll say, great, man, cool, I'll do that. And then toward the end, once it closed, I'll give Lalo 1K, and then what if I gave him another extra $500 or $1,000? Dude, all of a sudden, this guy said, dang, man, shit. I asked for 1,000 from this guy, and now he gave me an extra $500 or $1,000. What? So what that does is that it positions you now with this guy. It's like, hey, dude, Khang is different, man. You know what I mean? Or Lalo gave me extra money. I'll be like, damn, this guy's different. I want to do business with this guy. Right? I asked for X amount. He went above and beyond. He gave me an extra bonus. You know what I mean? So it position yourself, dude. I've done that with realtors. I've done that with dude. Like they bring me deals because of what I did. Because in the deal, they asked me for X amount of dollars. Once we closed, I always gave them more money. Like if they asked for lower than what I had in my mind, then I always give them more money. Because now it tells it now in their head, it's like, dude, this guy operates different. He gave me more than what I want. You know what I mean? Like you become this like extraordinary kind of thing. So man, well, from now on, man, you negotiate with your wife, your kids, your parent, dude, just ask them. They asked you, you ask them back. I do that all, like they asked you, you ask them back. And the biggest thing is obviously, you know, you want to make sure they're happy, and you want to make sure that you want to make sure that, especially you guys, this is the real world. Right? This is the real world. You want to make sure when you deal with people, you need to know who you're dealing with. Are they greedy? Are they fair? Like what type of people are you dealing with? Like, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. You know what I mean? Especially getting into business, getting to be, partners and things that you want to work with for a long time. It's good to know who they are. Is this guy greedy? Is he fair? It's like, what is he? I mean, listen, I've talked to people, man, where they be like, dude, 60-40. I bring the buyers. I bring the buyer to you. I want 60%. You get 40%. Dude, believe it or not, I have people that said that, right? And really, it all comes down to if the number works for you or not, if the number works for you, and if you're okay with that. And also, too, is, to me, whatever is agreed upon, dude. It's like whatever is agreed upon. I have done a wholesale deal where I made less than the guy that brought in the buyer, right? Because I charge X amount. He said, Khang, that's cool. And then he tacked on top of his fee for way more because he has a buyer that's willing to pay way more for it. I don't care, right? So my whole thing is it's always, dude, this is the real world. You got to know how to negotiate, position yourself. So it's fair for both parties. Right. You're not the one who's giving them the price. You're the one who asks them what do they think is fair and what do they want. I like that. So let me see here, man. What else, dude? Like Lalo, like up until now, man. Up until now, I have not done any deal that I JV. Like there's no deal that I split 50-50. None. Because I always ask them, what do they think is fair and what do they want? And when they give you a number that's higher than what you're willing to pay, then you'll be like, you know what? I'll have to talk to my partner on that. But that's probably a little bit high. This is where we need to be. You know what I mean? So so to me, it's always about positioning yourself, man. Let me see here, dude. I think you gave me pretty much, okay. The only thing I need to know about is this property. How many bedroom and bathroom, dude?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think it was a 4.2. 4.2.
4.2, and then the square footage?
It was a little over 2,000, I believe.
Okay. And what does it need?
A lot. It needed a lot of repairs. I don't have the notes in front of me right now, but everything, like the whole interior is pretty much be gutted, like carpet. Some of the walls are beat up, just fresh paint, kitchen. And then there was some foundation work in the back, but I guess it wasn't too bad after all. Just the lady thought it was, but when the buyer went out to see it, he was okay. So with the total rehab information that I gave him, but pretty much everything, just from paint. Luckily, it didn't need a roof. A lot of minor things, but they added up. So.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, and the reason you guys, I asked this is for those of you who's like, hey, Khang, I'm starting out. I don't have any construction background, so I don't know the repair costs. How can I estimate? And that's why I ask these questions. You guys got to take notes. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet. So it probably needs an updated kitchen. So is the buyer going to do granite countertop?
I didn't ask him. I'm not sure, but probably. That's a lot of.
Gotcha. So kitchen needs to be updated. Bathroom needs to be updated. Needs new paint. Probably windows, right? Flooring.
Yep.
So I don't know about electrical and plumbing. Does it need electrical and plumbing?
No, electrical and plumbing was good.
Gotcha. See, because if it needs electrical and plumbing on a 2,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, it got to be in close to, probably close to the 55 to 60K for a nice, for a nice rehab. And that's why I asked. So this one here just needs kitchen, bathroom updated, interior, exterior paint, new windows, new flooring. So it comes out to roughly about 40 G's.
40 G's, yep.
Got it. Done, man. So Lalo, I mean, to wrap it up, man, what are some last word things that you want to say to those that, that are just starting out and just trying to get their first deal done, bro?
Yeah. So, man, there's a lot of things. First of all, follow Khang, watch all his YouTube videos. If you get a script, 100%. It'll change the game for you. That's the first thing. If you haven't done it, go do it. And if you've already got it, don't be like me and wait 8 to 9 months to actually apply it, right? So if you've already got the script, make it happen. Or if you're already looking into it, make it happen. Because if I could go back, I just take immediate action right away instead of just dabbling with it for a day and then backing out another day. So the biggest thing is just take action and believe that it works, right? Because there's a lot of other people doing it, and it was hard for me to believe that it was real until I actually did it. I'm like, man, this is cake. It's real. It's legit. And, you're dealing with real people. So as long as you're genuine with them and you understand their situation, you'll get it done.
Awesome, man. So anything else you want to say, dude? Anything else you want to say, man?
Oh, man, hopefully I get to meet you one day, bro. Let's meet up at an event or something. That'd be great.
Absolutely, dude. Hey, I am going to Las Vegas, bro. I'm going to Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to give Tony, a.k.a. the closer, a shout out. He's going to host an event in Las Vegas, bro. It's only, 2 hours away from you, dude?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So I think the ticket's only starting like $197, cheap, $200. I think it's, what is it? 100K Club 2019 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure the website, but I'll put I'm going to grab the website from him. I'll put it in the link in the description. For those of you, it's going to be at the MGM, bro. It's going to be at the MGM. And I think he's looking to bring like, trying to get like 6,000 people to come, bro.
Huge.
Yeah. So it's going to be in a big building. So dude, I'm going to go there. So it's November 8th and 9th. And November 8th and 9th. And the thing is, you guys, I have a lot of people, dude. Like, once you start to grow, like, I have a lot of people that hit me up and say, hey, Khang, I want to go speak at the event. I don't go speak at any event, bro. So I look forward to seeing you there, man. And so Lalo, how do people connect with you, dude?
Instagram is probably going to be the best way. It's official.lalo. That's my Instagram name.
You got it. And then I'll make sure I'll put also that in the description as well. And one last thing that I want to say to those of you who purchase any products, man, it doesn't matter if from me, from somebody else. Dude, what is not working? It's you. It's you that is not working, man. Listen, you only need to know, like, I get so many people about, success rate. So, Khang, what is your success rate on your package? Right? Whether it's the step-by-step, the lawn supermarketing blueprint, or my King Kong seller script. Like, what is the success rate? Dude, don't base on the success rate. You just need to know that one person that made it, then all it is up to you. Because if they can do it, why can't you? And if you can't make it happen, and if you can't make it happen, dude, it's not because it's not working. It's you that's not working, man. So for the people that complains about it, dude, even if I give you gold, dude, you wouldn't even know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, even if I give you the secret you wouldn't even know what to do with it, dude. Because my business, bro, my business blew up and scaled up to where it is today is because once I know how to talk to seller. Before that, I was going out to meet every seller in person because I didn't know how to lock it up on a contract over the phone. I just don't know how, right? I just don't know how. And then when I was exposed, I started getting information. Once I locked the first one up, bro, that was it. Then I say, now how can I hire an employee, right? If I want to scale my business, how do I hire my employee? And the thing is, you guys got to understand, man, talking to seller on the phone is crucial. You know, it's like a first-time impression. If you get on the phone for the first time, even if the seller's motivated to sell, if they're extremely motivated, it doesn't matter what you say, kind of. Like if you give them a good number, they're ready to go. But I'm telling you, in today's market, if you're looking for the extremely motivated, dude, it's going to be hard for you to really get consistent deals, consistent deal flow, man. It's because, you know, there are sellers out there that are not extremely motivated, but they're reasonable, which means they understand as an investor, you got to make money, yada, yada, yada. So you need to know how to talk, negotiate with them to get a lock up on a contract. If you want to do it virtually, dude, check out my King Kong seller script, dude. Honestly, it'll take your game to a whole nother level, like Planet Pluto. All right. And the link is in the descriptions. You get all the contract that's included. There's 2 parts to the script, whether you cold call, door knock, meet sell in the streets. And the thing about the script is, dude, the thing about the script is not to make you sound like a robot. So what's going to happen is that in there, I share with you exactly how we train our VA, right? These are all the questions. This is exactly how my VA talks on the phone. And it's exactly how I talk on the phone, but it's not like one A, B, C, D. Like you don't go like, you know what I mean? Because every single seller you talk to different. The key thing is you got to memorize the script. So that way, when the seller throw you any kind of curveball, whatever, any question they ask, you'll be able to answer like a natural, right? You'll be able to answer, negotiate like it's natural. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. For those of you who's interested in King Kong, the seller script package, the link is in the description. It's $4.95. Remember, it's only for those of you who's ready and who's committed, man. That who's know that, hey, you know what? It worked on one person, and I'm going to make it happen with me as well. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, hit me up on IG. Go to Khang, KHANG.WTM. And those of you who wants to meet up, man, I look forward to see each and every single one of you guys in Las Vegas. Hey, do you gamble, bro?
No, but if you're going to gamble, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Dude, no, man. Dude, I used to play. Sorry, this is a little bit off topic, but bro, like I don't go to a casino and gamble, but before when I date my wife, dude, we're Asian. We have this like gambling blood. You know what I mean? Like the Vietnamese, you guys, dude, they are gambler, man. We have this little gamble in our blood, dude. When I was 5-year-old, so 6 years old already, dude, I was already gambling, bro. I was sitting down there gambling already. Yeah, dude, it's in the blood, bro. It's in the blood. But before I met the wife, from like we always have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, dude. We would open up a poker night at our house. But after I date the wife is like anti-gamble, right? Anti-gamble. So not with her around, dude.
No, man. Well, is she gonna be in Vegas?
I'm not exactly sure, man. I'm not exactly sure. Last time we at the We Life 19, she didn't come with me because she had to stay at the mastermind. Cool. But anyways, bro, hey, I want to say thank you so much for coming on, man. Thank you so much for taking your precious time to jump on to do this with me, dude. I wish you much, much more success. And if there's anything I can help, let me know.
Thanks, Con. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time, and let's tear it up, man.
Yep. Ciao, bro.